terms, so make sure you use them correctly. If you say therefore when what comes after therefore doesn't actually follow from what came previously and try and smuggle in some point you haven't really argued for, it's gonna show. The most common mistake comes with the phrase begs the question. Begs the question does not mean the same thing as raises the question. An argument begs the question if it assumes in its premises what it is trying to prove. Don't say begs the question when you mean to say raises the question. You will look like a dork.
Number 5.
Do the work in advance. This one's really most useful for studying philosophy at university or college. Most colleges will have a week before class actually starts called Orientation Week or Freshers Week, which is a chance to meet people, register for classes, and get wasted. Find out what work and reading you're going to have to be doing in week 1 of classes and do that work in Freshers Week. And in week 1, do the work for week 2. And then in week 2, do the work for week 3. And in that way, you will stay a week ahead of everybody else. I know it takes a couple of hours out of your drinking time or your frat hazing or whatever it is that you freshers are doing these days, but if you just take a couple of hours and invest them, you will get a massive return on that. People might call you a nerd for doing some of your work in advance, but when they are pulling all-nighters and can't find the books you need in the library and you are streets ahead, you, my friend, will be laughing all the way to the bank. Number 6. Don't worry about being original. Obviously, don't steal stuff from other people and pass it off as your own, but you don't have to go into every philosophy exam or course thinking that you've got to come up with some new theory that's going to blow the last 2,000 years of philosophy out of the water. If you understand the core arguments and principles and you can show them, then that's all your teachers will expect. Don't worry about other stuff. Leave the original theses to the PhD students. You will come up with some original material as you go through, though. You'll be sitting in class and your teacher will go, this, and this. And then you'll go, well, what about this? And they'll either go, that's actually one of the criticisms that this other philosopher raised. Or they'll be like, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe you should develop that criticism. Good job. You don't need to go into philosophy expecting to be the next Aristotle. Just make sure you understand the core stuff and the rest will come naturally, I promise. And those are my top 6 tips for passing philosophy exams. Leave your questions, comments, queries and comebacks underneath the video or on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe for more philosophical shenanigans. And if you really want to do something to help the channel, then the number 1 thing you can do is find one friend and recommend them to us. Send them our way. We'll be very happy to have them in the community. Thanks very much for watching, and with all your future philosophy studies, good luck!